welcome to my channel, Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble and I'm here with your readings for this week, the week of April the 16th through April the 22nd. So if you haven't been here before, welcome. These readings are general readings. If you would like a personal reading, the information will be in the description box below. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you're returning, welcome back and thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I would be really grateful, most appreciative if you would like my videos, share them on your social media, comment. I read every comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and those links will be below also. What else? I have a Patreon page. It's another way that you can support me. So please check out my Patreon page. That link will be below, and it's also on my YouTube channel on that page. So without further ado, let's go into, first of all, I want to talk about the astrology, what's going on with the transits this week, and it's crazy. This month is very powerful, let me put it that way. So we have a new moon on the 15th, which I talked about in Aries, which I talked about last week, but this is like really a huge kind of energy, this new moon. So we're going to feel it. It's happening at 9:57 p.m. Sunday. I'm recording this on Saturday, so it's happening at 9:57 on Sunday. We're really going to feel it. We'll feel it for all week. We really will. So now let me go to my notes. Also at the same time on Sunday, Monday, we have Mercury stationing, ready to go direct. So we're going to feel that energy. So it has to stop before it goes direct. It's been in retrograde, as you all know. At this time, we have 8 planets in cardinal signs. You know, cardinal signs are the spark, the starting of something, right? It's the beginning of something. It's about action, going forward. So this is and this new moon, it's a really good thing, time to start something. It's really good to make plans, to start something, if you've been thinking about a business, starting a business, if you've been thinking about getting a job, applying for jobs, things like that, just starting something is a really good time. Now, Chiron, the wounded healer, is at the last degrees of Pisces. It's getting ready to change signs. Now this is huge, right? Chiron is the wounded healer, and it's getting ready to move into Aries. It's going to be in Aries till the year 2027. Huge. It's a big. So the focus, listen, Pam Gregory talks about this a lot. She's an amazing astrologer. She studied all these patterns, what we call mundane astrology, which is about, you know, politics and world events. So she talks about in the last time Chiron moved into Aries was in 1968, and that was a really turbulent, revolutionary kind of year. We had Martin Luther King was assassinated. We had protests around the world, anti-protests, anti-war protests. I mean, it was a very kind of revolutionary, people standing up and telling how we feel, and we are moving into that kind of energy again, and that's very apparent with the students, for Never Again, Me Too, all that kind of revolutionary standing up to be heard, you know, the abuse of power around the world, and Pam Gregory talks about that a lot, so you might want to check her out because she goes into it in great detail, and it's fascinating, it really is. Now, so Chiron moving into Aries is about taking responsibility for our own health and wellness, and really looking at our power and you know, where we, you know, how we can change and improve. Now, on the 19th, we have the sun entering into Taurus, right? So that's another shift in energy. We've gone from this fiery get up and go to this more relaxed, grounded energy, you know, more patient, more planning and, you know, hard working and manifesting energy. On the 18th, Saturn moves retrograde. Now that will help us with patience and determination. Now these, and also on the 22nd, right, Pluto goes retrograde too. So that's taking a look at our internal power and focusing on self-sufficiency. These are slow planets, but this week we'll feel that very big shift in energy. I think we'll all feel it. It's about getting up, it's about doing things, it's about moving forward, and it's about taking action. So that's what I have to say about the astrology. I will talk about the full moon in next week's astrology report. So that's the end of the report. Thank you so much. And let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading for April the 16th through the 22nd. And the first card that comes up for you is the Eight of Cups. This is telling me that you're a little, you know, you are a little disillusioned with how your life is going right now, and you're feeling like you want something more meaningful. This could mean, I'm kind of getting a relationship for some of you, actually, that you're feeling that you're, you know, as I said, this is a general reading. So some of you are feeling like there's got to be more to this. You're not feeling fulfilled in some way. And I feel that it's a relationship for some of you. Clarifying it is the Nine of Water, right? Which is the Nine of Cups. This can indicate that this is coming to an end. Now, not a bad end. This is kind of your turmoil and your feeling of disillusionment and things of not working out for you is kind of coming to an end. I feel that you're moving on. This is, you know, this is also known as the wish come true card. This is about celebrating. Perhaps you're celebrating moving on. I feel that you are, some of you are definitely moving on emotionally and definitely, look at this, the next card is the Six of Swords. That's like getting in a boat and sailing away, darling. The difficult times are over and you are moving on. I feel that you've stayed in this situation for longer than you should have, and that you know that, and you can't stay anymore, and you've been kind of in fear about moving on, but you can't stay there any longer, and you are just getting out of there. You know, I think the fear that you've had is not knowing what's going to happen, whether you'll find somebody else, or what's down the road, or can you be self-sufficient if you've been in this relationship a long time. And for some of you, this could be friendships, right? Excuse me. That you are deciding to let go because it's not working for you anymore. And you've given it your all. I feel that you've been in there quite a while. But this is kind of being brave and moving on. And then we have the Seven of Earth, right? I feel that, well, Seven, of course, is introspective. So this is about going in. And this is about practicality. This is about, you know, groundedness. It's about, you know, I have a feeling that, okay, so this is about, I'm getting that some of you need to, almost like there's a pause in action, right? So it's about taking a moment and really looking at how far you've come. It's so easy for us to be critical of ourselves, right? And to not, to say, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, or say you've stayed in the relationship. It's all, you know, it's like, it's so easy to beat ourselves up, to, I think if we criticized us, if somebody criticized us the way we criticize ourselves, we would not be happy. So when this card comes up, it's saying to you, acknowledge where you've come from, acknowledge all the hard work that you've done, give yourself a pat on the back and focus on, this is about, at this moment, you need to focus on your strengths. That's what it is. You must focus on your strengths as opposed to your weaknesses. So take the focus off what you've done wrong and focus on what you have done right. This will give you confidence to move forward, right? Because I feel that you really need to boost your own confidence. Now, we have the Four of Swords as the next card that's coming up. And I'm getting, as soon as I picked this up, I got imbalance. So this is usually, it usually comes up when you're exhausted, like mentally. And because you're exhausted mentally, it exhausts you physically. Sometimes this is as simple as getting enough sleep. So I have a feeling that you've really been through it and you've really, you haven't had enough sleep. You're not getting enough rest. And sometimes the rest is to stop that, incessant thinking and analyzing and, criticizing yourself or others for that matter. This is about you coming out of your head and really taking care of yourself. You're being asked to take care of yourself, and that doesn't surprise me because, we have the Chiron getting ready to move into Aries. This is all about taking care of yourself. This is all about taking action to be healthier and to take responsibility for your health. And that's also about your mind and your perception and how you're thinking, because that has a very negative effect on your body when you're worried all the time. I had a client the other day and she says, oh, it's natural for me to worry. And I said, well, it's natural for us all to worry. But it's really lovely when we don't, isn't it? When we're accepting of the present moment, then there's no such thing as worry if you're accepting of the present. That's enlightenment, actually. So when this card comes up, I always say, listen, darling, meditate. That will clear your mind. It'll stop you going down the rabbit hole, as I say, that negative thinking. And clarifying it is the Magician. You're the Magician. I love that image. Reminds me of Santa Claus, right? The Magician, it's like new beginnings. It's like, darling, you've got it in you. You can absolutely do whatever you want. You just have to understand that it's in there, that you have the power. It's about taking back your power. And that's interesting because Pluto goes retrograde, and that's about, power. It's about looking at your inner strength. It's about, taking control, I love the Magician. The Magician is saying you've got all the power that you need, Aries, to do whatever you want to do. You have all the magic, spells, you've got it all. It's just recognizing that, you see? And I feel that you've kind of recognized it because you are moving on. With the swords in the boat as well, that treacherous water, you're moving on even though you don't know what's around the corner. And that takes courage. So I feel that you're really becoming courageous this week, and you are going to make the changes necessary for you to have peace, harmony, and happiness. And it is your birthday, Aries, last week. Happy birthday. And we are going to pull Earth Magic for you as your extra card this week. So let's see what earth magic has to give to you wonderful Aries out there. What would be helpful for you to know? Because we are moving in, the sun is moving into Taurus, darling. The sun is moving into Taurus on the 20th. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. This is meadow and vulnerability. Look how gorgeous. It's very spring. It's very what it feels like today. This is about allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and this is your whole week. You're going to be vulnerable because you are moving on. You're having courage to moving on. That's a very vulnerable place to be. It's allowing that to happen. The magician is there. You're going to get through this, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable is really experiencing life to the fullest, right? What can I fully experience? Vulnerability. In vulnerability, we found truth. We find authenticity. And when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, it's not as fearful or as painful as we imagine it when we're running away from vulnerability. We actually cause the pain sometimes in running away. Embrace your vulnerability, you know? It's almost like take in all the seasons, right? If we're just in summer and spring, then we won't experience the beauty of fall and winter. Yes, sometimes winter's challenging. Summer can be challenging too. It can be really hot. So every season has its challenge. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel all your emotions. Don't suppress them. Aries, happy birthday. I wish you a wonderful, incredible, blessed week filled with courage, positivity, and abundance. And thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email mary@liveinthesolution.com.